Welcome to the Flora Sage Podcast, a place where we help you create a life you're excited about. Welcome to another Walk and Talk episode. Today, we're going to talk about what to do when you have things that you need to get done, but you're feeling really scattered. First thing is recognize that you're feeling scattered and rein yourself in and say, okay, I'm feeling scattered. I'm maybe feeling frustrated because I have a list of things that I want to do, aka need to do, or both. Relax into that space of feeling the frustration and feeling the scatteredness, and then saying, okay, I'm feeling scattered. Recognize it, honor it, instead of resisting it. 9 out of 10 times, people will just keep feeling scattered. They're going to keep sitting, trying to do the things, yet having it not work. So once you recognize that you're feeling scattered, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe frustrated, maybe pissed off, all the things, get up from wherever it is that you are, take a deep breath, change the scenery. So get up, take a deep breath, get out of the room, go outside, just change where you're at, okay? Like I said, even if it's just in the next room. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. And just acknowledge, okay, I'm feeling scattered. You don't have to dig into why you're feeling scattered. You don't have to do all that. Just recognize I'm feeling scattered. And then ask yourself, okay, I'm feeling scattered. You recognize that. What do I really, truly want to or feel that I need to accomplish today in order to feel complete today? And just ask yourself that question and see what comes up. It might be send that email or respond to an email. It might be make XYZ phone calls. It might be, put the laundry away. It might be clean up the kitchen. But recognize that next step that you're getting. What's the one thing that I feel like I need to accomplish or want to accomplish today in order to feel complete today? And then you know what? Go do that thing. Set your timer. I love timers. If you guys have listened to or watched any of my TikTok videos or watched any or listened to any of my podcasts, you know that I'm a huge fan of the timer. So set your timer for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and focus on that one thing. And notice how it feels to be in that space of completion. We just did a podcast episode about the feeling of completion, about the law of completion. This is huge. Now, chances are when you are complete, when you get into that space of completion, you're not going to feel as scattered. You're not going to feel as frustrated. You're not going to feel as disheveled because you've completed that one thing. Now, once you've completed it, be in that space of completion. Recognize and say, yes, woo, I did this. Yay. And honor that. Honor it. This pandemic has been really hard on everybody in some form or fashion. Others more so than some people. But recognize that during this pandemic, we've all had these pressures, these parameters, these boundaries, these things that have happened in our life that has caused us to almost feel like we lack a sense of control in certain areas of our life, and which has also allowed us and brought us to show up in life a totally different way. I've noticed a lot of my clients, myself included some days, check out on social media so much more than what they used to. And that acts as a very strong feeling of frustration and feeling of scatteredness for a lot of my people that work from home, a lot of my people who are trying to or want to accomplish very specific goals, but maybe they didn't sleep well the night before, and maybe they're just not really feeling really focused that day, and they're just like, oh my God, like what do I do when I'm feeling super scattered? It's just, and I've gotten Voxers and messages from my clients just saying, oh my God, like literally it's the end of the day and I haven't gotten jack shit done. Like, what do I do for this? And this is my remedy. Like, this is what I prescribe to my clients is recognize when you're feeling scattered and just be like, okay, I'm scattered. Honor it, recognize it. But again, when you're feeling, let's just say that you're sitting in your office and you're trying to focus on work, and the cat comes in and knocks over your coffee, or the cat comes in and drinks your coffee. My cat frequently does that. And maybe you have like a task list of like 20 things for this week. And you kind of feel torn on which one to start first. Or maybe you don't work from home. Maybe you just have a list of things that you want to get done around the house. And you just kind of keep having like ADHD brain where you walk into one room and you start one thing, and then you go to the next room and you start something else. And then by like 3:00 that afternoon, you're like, oh my God, like literally I have a whole bunch of stuff started, but I haven't gotten anything finished. Okay, recognize that and say, all right, I'm scattered. All right, put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Change rooms. And again, one of the reasons why I ask you and recommend to change rooms is because when you go through that threshold, our brain, our mind is like, oh, all right, we are in a new space. Woohoo! Oftentimes, it will clear the slate. That's why when you walk into a new room, when you're like, oh, I want to go into this room to do this, and then you walk through that threshold and you're like, wait a minute, why am I in here again? So recognize that. So all right, I'm feeling scattered. Go to the next room, put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Acknowledge, I'm feeling scattered today. Okay, I'm feeling scattered. All right. So what's one thing that I can accomplish today, or feel that I want to or need to accomplish today in order to feel complete? It could be, like I said, it could be to dump out the litter box, wash it out and put brand new litter in it. It could be to, again, like I said, write that email or respond to that email, or whatever that task is that you feel it just kind of pops in, that like, when I lay down tonight, if I don't do this, I'm going to be kind of pissed at myself. Okay, perfect. Do that and only that. Like literally just focus on that one thing. Like, I am going to clean this litter box, or I am going to send this email, or I am going to pack up this box, or I am going to make the bed, whatever it is. However important or benign it seems, just do that task that pops up. And when you're done with it, feel the feeling of completion, and then say, okay, is there anything else that I feel I would like to get done? And the cool thing is, once you complete one task and you stay in that space and you honor that space of completion, typically you'll be guided to do another task and then another task. Now, we're not doing this to be busy. These are productive things. I have a whole other podcast episode about paying attention to your busy and recognizing when you're busy versus when you're productive. So these are productive tasks that will allow you to feel accomplished. If you've gone through my phase of life podcast episode where you recognize what phase of life you're in and what your priorities are, chances are your task list or your to-dos will be aligned with your priorities. Sometimes not. Sometimes we do have those busy tasks like making the bed. I mean, we're going to have to do that every single morning, right? So this is such an easy, simple thing to do anytime you're feeling scattered. This is my personal practice, what I do when I'm feeling scattered. I mean, I work from home. I've worked from home for a very long time, and I am not immune to feeling scattered and having distractions. I mean, I've got a dog. I used to have 2 cats. Now I just have 1 cat. And, I've had kids at the house. I'm now an empty nester. But again, I'm human. Like, I live this stuff. But also, I recognize that we get scattered as humans with social media and with the neighbors and with what's going on outside and with the nice weather outside. I mean, there's like thousands of distractions that can pull us away at any given time during our day. But the key is to not spiral out into having a full day of feeling scattered and recognizing sooner rather than later, well, shit, I'm feeling scattered. Okay, what do? Get up, change rooms, put your hand on your heart, close your eyes. So a lot of people have asked, Flora, why do you recommend all the time, put your hand on your heart and close your eyes? So physiologically, when you put your hand on your heart, that actually mimics a hug, not like a full body hug, but when you get that heart space going with that tangible, warm feeling of putting your palm on your heart space. So heart space and chest area, kind of the same thing. I won't get into the energetics of it, but when you place your hand on your heart space area, just hold your hand there for a second and you're going to start to feel that warmth spread throughout your chest. You're going to start to feel your heart rate go down. You're going to start to feel your nervous system calm down. It's incredible. There's actually studies about this. This actually gives you that same kind of dopamine hit that when we get a hug from anybody. It's really exciting. Well, someone that obviously is caring and nurturing, not someone who's creepy. I'm just kidding. But, and so this brings us back to center. It really, truly brings us back from all the chaos out there to our center. And when we close our eyes, we're shutting off that visual sensory information. So we close our eyes, and what happens is all of a sudden you start to feel things just slow down, just ever so slightly. And then you ask yourself, or you acknowledge, I'm feeling scattered. What's one thing that I feel like I need to do or want to do to feel complete today? Boom. And it should pop in your head. If it doesn't pop in your head, then say, I wonder what task is the most important for me today. And when you bring out that wonderment, I talk about this in my psychic certification course on my energycords.com site. When you bring in that wonder, what happens is ego gets out of the picture and intuition comes in and says, yeah, let's do this. Let's focus on this. So in any case, I hope this helps you today. Remember that being willing to do one tiny thing each and every day towards what you want will help you create a life you've always wanted. That, my friend, is your 1 degree shift. And as I've said many times, this one thing could be your little 1 degree shift that you create in your life today. I hope this serves you, and I will see you in the next episode. If you've been loving these episodes, it would mean the world to me if you would rate this podcast on iTunes. A 5-star rating is what I always aim for. Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. All links mentioned are in today's show notes.